Yes, June 11th, 1999. He was the first original cast member to pass away. Yes.
And my story goes like this. I hear it on the radio. I walk into my parents' house. This is so dramatic. I go over to the fireplace and I start bawling. And I mean crying.
It did affect me when Leonard Nimoy passed. Yes, it did affect me when some of the other casts have passed. But I don't know what it was about DeForest Kelley. He was the first one, and he's the one where like, oh, we finally lost one of the first classic Star Trek actors from the original series. And a lot of people mistakenly report him from Atlanta. He's from Georgia and grew up in Atlanta, but he was actually born in Toccoa, Georgia, which is actually not too far from our radio station, northwest Georgia. Toccoa is more in northeast Georgia. But he's from Georgia. He was a Southern gentleman, and if you hear Leonard Nimoy and Shatner talk about him, he was a Southern gentleman in real life too. I've never heard anybody ever say, "Man, I have a problem with DeForest Kelley." I've never had never heard a complaint about the guy ever. And Raintree County, some of those westerns where he was the nice young whippersnapper Western guy back in the 50s. He started long before any of those guys in Star Trek did. But they said he liked to live a simple life too, and that kind of helped me identify more with him. He didn't, he made money off the Star Trek films, but him and his wife lived in a very modest home in California and had a little dog in their little home and everything, and didn't live the big posh life and go out to the Hollywood parties. And that was kind of how I remember him, and I did. He's on my list, and it affected me when I heard that we lost our good doctor. It certainly did.
And he knew how to make a real mint julep.
Sure he did. Yes, sir.